The first volunteers of the Trumpet Awards.
Wow.
And she got on her hands and knees to
Whatever she wanted.
yeah. When people knock you down, the tendency is, well, do I want to get up? John got knocked down and jumped back up and kept on going. He didn't let the fear of a beating, and it was a serious beating. And if you look back at history, I think they talk about, the damage that was done to his body and to his brain and to his head. So it was not just a light tap on the head. John was severely beaten by some hate-filled white police officers, or law enforcement people, I should say. And that bothers me, because these are people who, the law enforcement people, or people you learn as a youngster to respect and obey because they're going to protect you. And here they were beating him. And, but John is made up of the fiber of, I got some more things to do. I can't stop now. And if I get over this beating, then I'll be well enough to try something else. But he wanted equity and justice and peace and fair treatment so badly. He was willing to take beatings. He was not afraid of what's going to happen to him if he did something. He would worry more about, suppose he didn't do something to change the conditions of our society. And as Dr. King used to preach all the time about, you got to be willing to have something to die for. I think John Lewis adopted that same attitude, that be willing to die, that you feel so strongly that you're willing to die for this cause. And he was just cut out, and he uses this expression about good trouble, because his mother and his parents were afraid that if he went out there fighting that kind of war, that there's nothing but trouble. You're black, you're from the South, you're from a poor family, and you're going to get in trouble if you try to change things. And he says, I couldn't not do it. So I just call this good trouble, and that's how his expression came, with good trouble. Well, I got to get in trouble, but it's going to be good trouble. And so John has spent his years fighting for good trouble, fighting for the rights of everybody, not just for himself. And that's the beauty of his personality, an unselfish fight. And John wanted very much, and he had not met Martin Luther King in those early years, and he just wanted to meet him, to see like what drives him, what's in his heart and what's in his spirit and makes him continue. People beating him up too. And I guess you got to have the fearlessness of a beating if you feel that the cause is just. And he's spent his life fighting for a just cause for a good reason. And I like that about him. It looks good, that's okay. I can handle it. I do this well.